Okay, so I wanted to film a little second part to the first video that I posted, which is just the cooking part. But in case someone is watching this and wants some more explanation and context, I figured I would record over it and give that more information. So I'm just gonna play the video and kind of narrate it. Let's see. Okay. So obviously I'm starting out with just the very little prep work that you have to do for this, which is just chopping up the tofu and the garlic. And that's really the only things that you need to chop up or use a cutting board for, which is really nice. And I also just wanted to give a little bit of context and credit to where I first had this dish, which was out in California, so it was in the summer, and the person whose farm I was volunteering at introduced me to this. He was a really good cook, and he would cook dinner every night using the stuff that he grew on his farm. And obviously, the tofu is not from the farm, but yeah. So now just melting butter and frying the tofu, and then this part I'm making the yogurt sauce. So these ingredients were his idea, and it's kind of a weird combination of things. The yogurt, lemon juice, cayenne pepper, turmeric, nutritional yeast, and black pepper. And I know some people might have nutritional yeast in their home for the use of making popcorn, but it tastes really good in this dish. And when he first served it to me, he was like, I know this is kind of weird, but just try it. It's really good. And it is really good. So you can kind of just like pile the yogurt and the lemon juice and the nutritional yeast in the bowl. You don't have to make it into kind of like the yogurt sauce here, but it is kind of nice to have everything mixed together. So yeah, there's the nutritional yeast. Yeah, the nutritional yeast just kind of adds this like nuttiness. People say it's kind of cheesiness, but it's just really good. And it's really comforting. And so, like I said, I had this for the first time over the summer, but I wanted to remember this dish because I felt like it would be such a good thing to eat when it's cold, because it's really filling and comforting with like the rice and the yogurt, which is such a good combination. And you have the carbohydrates and the protein, and then the lemon juice just makes it feel really fresh, which is really nice to have during the winter. And this part isn't really necessary. I wanted the yogurt to be kind of more orange and more yellow, which isn't necessary, but I kind of just bloomed some turmeric and cayenne and butter and added that to the yogurt to see if it would do anything. I wasn't really sure if it would, and it kind of marginally worked. I think there's probably a better way to have done that. And another thing that he did when he made this dish was add sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, which was really, really nice. And that's something that I don't really do a lot, like add nuts and seeds to things like that. But it just is really great for texture. And then the seeds get kind of toasty and they taste good. And then I added the garlic and just let those kind of take on some color. And then he didn't do this, but I have them, and I felt like it would be good. I did mustard seed and cumin seed, so really not necessary, but added those in because I guess they're, you know, like with the yogurt and the rice, it kind of felt right. So then I just let all those things take on color, and you'll start to see and hear the spices pop. And I had some leftover rice and just reheated it. And you can see it's kind of taking on some of that color from the turmeric that was in the pan, which is fine, I guess. And then yeah, now we're just plating it up. I put the yogurt down first. And let's be swooshing it. And then the rice. And you could totally do this with chicken or whatever too. I mean, even just the yogurt and rice is so good. You could do it with like chickpeas on top or something. That would be really, really good. And then just the tofu, obviously. And my hand was burning right there from grabbing it with a damn towel. And so where I was on this farm, he had Meyer lemons, which is so amazing. And I love Meyer lemons. Yeah, here just spreading the pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds on top. So next I'm going to be adding some Meyer lemons. And I just got a bag from Trader Joe's. I was really excited to see if they had a bag. So I'm just squishing out all the juice, and then almost had a call me by your name situation, and grabbed a fork so I could get the flesh of the Meyer lemon, because Meyer lemons are not like regular lemons in that they're much sweeter. You can actually eat all of it. Like the flesh is inside is really good. Yeah, they're really great. But you could also just use regular lemons and just do lemon juice, obviously. And that would also be really good. And yeah, you can eat the whole thing. So I added some of the rind. It'd probably be better if you chop this up. That could be cool, but I kind of like the texture of just like the chewiness. And it's, again, not nearly as bitter as a regular lemon, and they're obviously much softer. So yeah, then just adding some cilantro, and that's pretty much it. So if you're watching this, hope you enjoyed.